Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. Here in West Tennessee, it is a beautiful 77 to 80 degrees within the next week, but the lows are going to be 50 and below, which means a lot of the plants outside are going to start being shocked because of that colder weather. What I want to do today is harvest my herbal garden to save all of those, and included in this video is going to be me drying all of these herbs for use of tea and tinctures later on. I want to do this today so that they don't wilt if frost hits them, because then they'll be in bad shape and we don't want to use them in that situation. Just going to be harvesting my whole herbal garden today, maybe keeping a couple things out there just in case I want to eat them. Like I have parsley out there if I want to use some of those in my meals. Hopefully that will last, but we will see. I am going to be using my small bedroom to dry this. I have already hung a line with some clips, and that's where we're going to be hanging them upside down after we harvest them. And we're going to be drying them that we can make tea later on or tinctures, but it will be then in its dry form rather than in fresh form. I'm going to show you the small bedroom right now and the line that I just hung. I put some clips up there so that we are prepared to hang these herbs upside down. I'll bring the scissors out with me and show you my herb garden. So this is my small bedroom. I have already remodeled it, and all of this stuff right here used to be over here. I'm going to be doing something else in that section, but this whole room is going to become a greenhouse for the winter, as well as a seedling starter. Before I put all my stuff outside in the spring, I'm going to be planting all of my herbs in here. I'm going to be creating a little section that has heat mats and lights and racks so that we can do it properly, because last year it was kind of messy in this section because I wasn't prepared. Twine from wall to wall, and I put some clips up there. We're going to be hanging the herbs upside down and just letting them dry. I can close this door so the cats don't get to them. Then this whole section also is going to become greenhouse for the winter. Hey, this is my herbal garden. We've got some lemon balm going on right here. You could see some parsley hidden in there. I'll probably leave that. Got some thyme. This is peppermint and spearmint. We're also going to be harvesting that. I may or may not keep the basil and rosemary there. I don't cook with the rosemary as often as I probably want to or should. I just don't make anything with it, but I could dry it and use it for later. Then I also have some catnip right here that we're going to be harvesting. I've already harvested most of the catnip once. It was pretty tall. It has started growing again. This is my onion garden, and I don't know if any of those made it. They might be in there somewhere, but we'll get to those later. But we're just going to be focusing on the catnip, peppermint, spearmint, and the lemon balm. I did bring a box out so that I could transfer them inside the house, and I do have some scissors, so we're going to be cutting as much off as we can. I'll be shaking them so that I'm not bringing any bugs inside, and then hanging them upside down to dry. Okay, now one of the things I am nervous about with these is the fact that there could be snakes in here. I have no idea. So I've kind of been kicking it and making sure that nothing's gonna come out at me. But we are starting with the lemon balm. Definitely want to shake them off so that you're not bringing any bugs inside, even though some bugs might be on some of these. Lemon balm is good for making tea. Now, one of the things to note about lemon balm is that when you plant it, it spreads big time. So my lemon balm garden starts from here and on, but it has spread all the way into this next garden, which is okay. I don't mind the spread of it. And I did not plant it from seed. I purchased it at Tractor Supply and then planted that. And the reason why I did that is because for some reason I just cannot grow herbs from seed. It's really hard to me. But maybe we can keep trying because I do have seeds for all of these. This is the first year that I have seen lemon balm with these pink leaves, so I'm going to actually check to see if those are still usable. I don't know if they are or aren't. Some of these younger plants in here. These seem like much nicer leaves. There's some dead stuff going on in here. Make sure to shake them off so that none of the bugs come inside. Now from that big pile of lemon balm that we had, I left this amount here. I might clean that up a little bit more. We did get a full box and I did pull out some so that I could give to the chickens. It's basically the stuff that I'm not going to be drying. Let's bring these inside and we're gonna hang these up and see how much room we have left. All right, we brought these inside. I do have these clips already hanging up here. I'm just going to be taking a bunch of them and hanging them upside down to dry. You can basically put, I don't know, 4 or 5 sprigs per clip. What we don't want to happen is these things to fall out, so I might have to put up different kinds of screws just so they could hold, because this thing, once it starts having stuff hanging on it, it might start to weigh it down. Okay, so far this is all of the lemon balm that I've hung up. I put a bunch of sprigs to each of the clips. We're going to separate them by putting the lemon balm on this side. Then we'll put the spearmint and the peppermint over here. I've already taken the box outside because there was spiders still in there and insects still in there, so we want as many of those off of these plants that we can. I did see another teeny little spider on here on a web, but I lost them. Hopefully the spiders stay in this room. I'll be closing this door so the cats can't get in. Okay, we're gonna go bring this lemon balm to the chickens, and they can eat the lemon balm. So what lemon balm does for chickens is basically calms them in stress. It deters mice and rats from the coop, and if you hang it near their nesting boxes, it also calms them for when they're laying. Brought the box back out. We're going to be doing the peppermint and spearmint right now. Again, I'm going to be just kicking this, making sure nothing is in there, startling whatever could be in there to get it out. Oops, looks like that piece is not quite on. And now I'm gonna have to distinguish which one is peppermint and which one is spearmint, which is really easy if you just taste it. This one right here, this is spearmint. So if you've ever had a spearmint lifesaver, they're white and they're kind of chalky and they've got a green package, that is what this specifically smells like, is spearmint. This one right here is peppermint. So I'm going to just show you the difference in the leaves. So this one is spearmint, this one is peppermint. They're different looks wise, and they're definitely different scent wise, and they're actually also different taste wise. This one is spearmint, this one is peppermint. Let's do, they kind of both look the same, but they're not, I know that. Spearmint, let's do the spearmint first. Remember to shake them off. Maybe I shouldn't have planted both of these together because they do kind of resemble each other. Put over here. I guess I could do them at the same time and just make piles. Honestly, I'm probably mixing some of this up because their leaves look so similar. But that's okay, I'm gonna mostly use it for tea. I could make tinctures with it too, but I would have to distinguish which one is which. And I can also give the leftovers to the chickens because they're also allowed to eat peppermint and spearmint. Most of the spearmint was on this side, most of the peppermint was on this side. This also spreads, so that's why it's kind of all over the place. We have most of it out of the section that it was growing in. Probably do the same thing for the chickens and give them the leftovers. And then I'm gonna come in here and clean up the rest of this stuff later on. Probably put it in the mulch pit. Hey, we are back in the room. I'm about to hang the rest of these up in this section right here. Hopefully we have enough room for the catnip because there's a little bit of catnip out there too. I did end up mixing these two together just because it's way too hard to figure out which one is which. So I'm just going to be using it as peppermint and spearmint tea both put together. We've got our lemon balm right there, peppermint and spearmint right here. I do have a little section right here that we could put the catnip, and then that will be our herbal garden harvest. I do have the rest of this in here that I'm going to be giving the chickens. It's just like stragglers, not long enough to hang up or dry out. Some of these sprigs are longer than others. Peppermint and spearmint tend to, they're like runners. They have long stems to them, whereas some herbs like say lemon balm are shorter, but if you could see this one right here, it is just really long. We're just gonna keep it like that. I do have the air running. That is going to help dry out. Okay, back outside. I'm putting most of these scragglers back into the box so that we can give them to the chickens. I just gave them the contents of the box. They are enjoying some peppermint and some spearmint, and for chickens these two specifically are good for egg production. It's also another calming herb. It helps with gastrointestinal things inside chickens. We're making some progress. We've got this whole half done. Like I said before, I'm going to be leaving the basil and the rosemary here just for a little bit. I might end up harvesting them later on and bringing them in the house before the frost hits, but we will see. This is the catnip, so we're going to do the catnip next. We have most of it. The leftover of this I'm probably going to give my cats fresh rather than giving it to the chickens. I think they've had enough herbs for today. And again, I'll come in here and clean this up before winter. All of these will die out and I'll end up composting all of them. So the contents of here, it's not that much, so we're not going to need much room for it since I already did harvest most of this. Who wants the catnip? Come and get that catnip. They love that catnip. Got our catnip, we've got spearmint and peppermint, lemon balm. These are going to be drying for a good couple weeks, if not more than a couple weeks, because they just need some time to dry. They're still fresh, they still have moisture in them. I didn't have enough room to do each sprig by itself, so I did bunch them up, and that also might take longer in the drying process. That was harvesting my herbal garden, and this is the first year that I've grown herbs in the ground. I used to grow them in pots on my balcony when I lived in apartments, and I would also buy those at the store, but this is the first time that I have basically had the space to grow herbs in the ground. Now, we would have harvested a lot more if I was able to grow a lot more, but the thyme, the basil, and the rosemary I did not harvest. I might do those for food purposes, not so much tea, but we will see on that. Maybe I'll make some like basil pesto or something with the basil because I've got a ton of it, but this year I wasn't able to grow lavender. I had chamomile growing, but I couldn't find it out there. I tried to grow calendula from seed, couldn't do that. I tried to grow nettle from seed, that didn't take. Borage didn't take. A lot of the herbs that I tried from seed didn't take, and I don't know what was wrong with them. Maybe next year I will experiment with some more herbs, but yeah, that was pretty easy. Didn't take much space to dry the stuff, and I guess if I had a lot more, I'd need a lot more space, but thank goodness I didn't this year. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and click the notifications bell so you can receive a notification each time I post a new video, which is every Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Charlie beans. Make, like, I don't know what you call it. Since I already did do the composting, don't put that already. there's bugs in there. Hold on. In a couple days maybe, but today we're going to be, don't put any of this. What I wanted to do today was do a garden, or don't put this. And we're going to be drying them as far as, don't put that.